Hello everybody and welcome back at the Illustrator Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host Kladi and I'm here with you to have some fun in Illustrator by sharpening your skills and learning new techniques together here during this half an hour. So I want to see first and foremost who's in the chat, and if you're watching from YouTube, remember head on behance.net/live or b.net/live in order to join the chat. Keita Johns, oh, the bangs. Yes, I still have no idea how to wear it. I'm pretty new to this look. As you can tell, I keep touching it because I still don't know what is on my forehead. But I'm glad that you guys liked it. Nice to see you. And again, as I say, I can see Keita in the chat. You even got all red. And also I can see Akroya, Bruce, Barbara. Again, as I said, if you're watching from YouTube and if you want me to say hi or to answer to your questions, make sure to head on b.net/live or behance.net/live, so I'll be able to interact with you live. And I'm going to jump real quick into the landing page for those of you who are joining the Creative Challenge here for the first time. Here we are. Let me make sure that I open the correct landing page for this Illustrator Creative Challenge rather than just the live, so I don't see myself twice. And here we are. Perfect. So the Daily Creative Challenge, as I said, is a fantastic place for you to sharpen your techniques and learn your skills in Adobe Illustrator together by building some very fun assets. If you scroll down on this landing page, which is, by the way, behance.net/challenge/Illustrator, you'll be able to first of all access all the previous challenges, because we've been working already. This is already week 2. We only have 2 challenges to go. I can't believe it. It's gone so fast. But again, don't worry if that today is your first day. That's absolutely fine. Each single challenge is standalone, although the theme is a shop. We decided to open a new shop and to create some assets for it. Bruce, nice to see you. Christelle, Stony, Margarita, let me know where you are watching from. Anthony says, hello from the sunny part of the UK. Where? I'm just joking. Here in Manchester today was actually sunny. I was out from the gym and it was sunny and raining at the same time, which I thought it was very weird. There is an Italian saying that says that when it rains with the sun, foxes get married. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm quoting wrong. Let me know if there is any particular saying where are you from related to having the rain and sun together. Akroya, nice to see you. Aaron, let me scroll down if there is any question. Franco, nice to see you. Domenica Cleman says, so excited, first time for me. That's absolutely fine. So as I said, if today is your first challenge, just make sure to go ahead and head to the behance.net/challenge/Illustrator. You can click at the very top big blue button in order to take the challenge and be reminded. Also, you can watch the replays of the previous videos, and as every time here we do have a freebie, which is your starter file. So click on get started in order to open up your starter file. You can either copy it to your work or simply click on the actual slide, and as the title say, today we're going to be working on a custom slide deck, and then simply click on download in order to download your Illustrator file. Hi Carol, nice to see you. Good evening from Sweden. Hi Sweden. How do you say hello in Sweden? We always talk about on how many languages do you know, but I don't know how to say hi in Swedish. Florida in the house. I can say ciao if that helps. Right, but Germany as well in the house. Singapore. I love this wonderful community, so international. Talking about community, another fantastic point of working together here and joining the creative challenges is that by clicking on community chat, you will be able to access Discord, which is the place in which you can receive your feedback. Just right here above my head. Let me just move this way. You have the feedback challenge channel. That's the place where you can share your work and have feedback from all the amazing mentors. We have Jack, Randall, Rocky, Ryan giving you all this wonderful feedback. And as you can see, we have a lot of work from already previous challenges. We've worked on newsletters, we work on social media assets. So we already had a ton of fun, and that's a place where you can also help each other, get to know each other, share your portfolio, and just network with this wonderful community of creative students, professional, and so much more. So let's see if we see if we learn how to say hi in Swedish. Damini from California, nice to see you. Arshad from Pakistan, great. Bijan from Fremont, excited to join this group, and we are excited to have you here. You say hey, correct? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but hopefully by now, while we've done all this lovely chit chat, again, feel free to use the chat on behance.net/live and make sure to join the Discord channel. You can also do so simply by heading on the link here, which is bit.ly/AI Discord, and you'll be brought up into the wonderful Discord world. But by now, hopefully everybody has downloaded their started file, so we can jump in Illustrator and get this ladder done. As usual, lots of work. If you think I'm going fast, it's because I want to deliver as much as possible. You can always chill, relax, join me later on, watch the replay, or you can just roll up your sleeve and get to work together. So I'm gonna go and open up the same file that you have there so I can show you what it looks like if you haven't downloaded it yet. Again, if you do want to download it, I'm sure that the amazing Wade, which is in the chat, has already placed a clickable link that you can have there in order to join the challenge with the starter file. Fantastic. Sorry, sometimes I just look like I'm stopping. Is because I am looking at what the chat is saying. I want to make sure that if there is any question, I'm here to reply. That's the beauty of the live. As I say, we're here to learn together. Adobe Live is a fun, safe place to learn together. Perfect. So all the links are in there in the chat. Again, behance.net/live or b.net/live to join us here. Fantastic. So as you can see here, what I have done is to give you a different way of displaying a deck. A deck is a common way of calling a presentation. They were usually called deck because in the past that were the acetate that were placed on the deck and then projected. Right now we can project it from our computer, or even more, we can use social media as a place to display information. A deck is a presentation that can be done for a pitch. So again, I'm using this to promote the new opening of a shop. That's the theme that I've picked. But what I want to see and what I love to see on both Discord is Behance is your take on these challenges, and use it for your own work. Are you launching a new business, or do you have a project that you want to present to your clients where you can use this exercise for your own project? So again, feel free to give it your own twist. I got to know that the file are not linked. Okay, no linked images. It's fine. You can see it here. I'm sorry for that. So we know that it's not linked. By the way, that's my bad. What should have done is should have embedded the image, but don't worry. It's there just an example. We're not going to use it. We're actually going to, I'm going to show you how to find it anyway. But in order to make sure that that doesn't happen to you, if you do attach images, make sure to head under window and links. And I love that I teach this stuff, but then I don't do it myself. Very bad. But anyway, in order to make sure that your files are attached and you have a better workflow, all you have to do again is to choose the window menu and then head to links. The links panel will open up here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and then select the images. You can click on each one of them or simply click on the first one, hold shift and then select the last one, head to the flyout menu and make sure to click embed images. So when you do that, the images will be there. So I'm sorry for that, but again, it's just the image is just there as an example of what the different size and how flexible nowadays the decks are. So that was my main reason of having that images. Don't worry, it's important that you have the colors, but even those again are there as a pure example. Anyway, so let's get started in creating the deck. The reason why we have two different artboards that look so different in size is because I wanted to give you a very quick heads up to what are the original size of right now of what a presentation is. There usually are in HD. The standard high resolution is 1920 by 1080. In fact, if we use the shift O shortcut in order to access our artboard tool, which is also located here at the bottom of our toolbar. We can select the artboard and head to the properties panel and see that the size is 1920 by 1080. So if you want to create, or you have to create, or you're asked, to create this sort of standard presentation, that would be perhaps the size that I will definitely go for. But we worked a lot on social media. I'm really focusing on creating social media assets. And by the way, feel free to tag me at I am Kladi if you create any of these challenges. And I would love to see your work if you actually use it for your own projects. And we want to also see this long artboard. Why has this particular size? Once we click on it, always with our artboard tool selected, we can see that has the width of 5,400 pixels by 1080. Does the size 1080 ring familiar? If it doesn't, you know that that's the height of an Instagram post. So what this is basically one single artboard that will allow us to create a one lovely background for a scroll deck that we can use as a post on your Instagram. So you can use that as a catalog, as a information, or to share with your feed. And we're going to create a very homogeneous look, and then you're going to be able to scroll on it. But now, how do we know how to distribute information? So first of all, if we do some math, we know that a post is 1080 by 1080. So the width also has to be 1080. You can go to a calculator if you don't trust me, but 5,400 divided by 1080 is 5. So here we have 5 slides that we can use. And by the way, if you're wondering how did I create this and how do I know this number, it's not because I'm very good at math. It's because Illustrator does math for you. In fact, if I click and drag to create a new artboard, I'm going to show you how I've created that artboard. You can click on return to access the artboard tool, and I'm going to call this one new deck. And then for the width, I know that one single post is 1080. So I'm going to put 1080 and then use the asterisk. I'm going to zoom in because I really want to show you what I'm doing here. An asterisk. And then, as I said, let's multiply it by 5. And then I'm going to go back to the height. So we already know that it's 5,400. Illustrator has done the math for us. At the height, I'm simply going to put 1080. And as you can see, I pretty much created a copy. So what happens if I change my mind and I just want to do a slide with 3 scroll? Well, I'm just going to go back here, press enter to access the artboard options. And again, just type 1080, which I know that is the width of one single post, and then use the asterisk again on top, and then number 3 or whatever you want, and then press the return key to change it. So we know that here we will have the chance to create 3 different slides. Right, so let's start with this one here. I'm going to zoom out so we can see the entire interface. And how do we distribute the information correctly? Well, let me see if there is any questions in the chat here. I can see Wade, thank you for clarifying. Let's see if there is any question. Oh, we're talking about Wade. So sorry, we're talking about the deck. So Wade is specifying they can be, but usually used to pitch an idea, present an idea in an organized way. Absolutely. But they're also used in general to communicate information. So I really want to be able for you to use these in any possible way for your customer, for your clients, for your own business, for your promotion. Because again, just because this theme this week is at the promotion of this new store, we're going to use it for this particular theme. But please make it yours. All this is for you to make sure to be successful and to advance with your visual communication strategy for your freelance, for your business, or for whatever you want, really, even for your project at uni if you're just studying. Right, so let's get started. For those of you who do not see the images, let's go back and see where did I found that image and where we can find images with a background. So let's say we just want to focus. We want to turn around this very fast. So what I will do usually is create a new library. So I'm going to, sorry for that. It looks like there is an important news here in Manchester. There we go. That should be off now. So if we head to our libraries panel, remember, if you do not see the libraries inside your interface, you can find any panel under the window menu on top. So if we head on libraries and we click on create new library, we'll be able to create new library, which I'm going to call shop deck. shop Insta deck, so I know already what I'm doing here. And then click on create in order to create the new library. Then click on the down pointing arrow and select Adobe Stock. And I'm going to start to browse already some background. I'm going to use a abstract background as a keyword, and then head to the little filter icon here to tell to the Adobe Stock library that I am looking in particular for vectors. Now, the reason why I want to look for vectors is not only because we're using Illustrator, you could totally also use a photo, but the beauty of working with vectors is that we can stretch our images without losing resolution. So that will allow me already to be able to make it as long as I want. Let's see if there is any question in the chat. Carol is saying, math, just say no. Yes, exactly. Illustrator does the math for you. That's the beauty. Right, so let's get going here. We can select the vectors, and in the abstract background, we can choose with whichever background we want. There are so many wonderful backgrounds. You can, of course, I choose the word abstract because I don't have a specific theme, but you can go ahead and select, nature, if you're working with like a garden or, I don't know, constructions or pets, depend where you're working with. What's your theme? I already selected this one here that I particularly enjoy. You can click on the plus icon in order to add it to your library, and then double click on it and click on the little pencil on the top in order to open it up in a separate file. So those are very beautiful liquid colorful effect. Select the one that you want. I really like this one here, and press Command C to copy, and then you can simply bring it back into your document and press Command F to paste it. Now, as you can see, it looks very tiny, but it doesn't matter because it is a vector. So all I have to do is to click and drag one of the corner of its bounding box, and if I want to keep the same proportion, hold the Shift key. Otherwise, you can just simply distort it as well if you want to. That's totally up to you. I'm also going to click and drag in order to rotate it, holding the Shift key to rotate it proportionally, and then just sort of adapt it to our deck. So now we have our background that is pretty much stretching throughout. So when we scroll, we're going to have this continuous look. Now, if you want to keep the proportion of the original image, as I said, make sure to, let's copy it back in, and let's hold the Shift key. And what we can see here is that we talked about masks in this previous stream. So make sure to go ahead and watch the previous streams if you want to know more about masks. So if you want to keep the flow of the original layout, all we have to do is, because if we double click on it, we can see that there are shapes that are hanging outside. So they're definitely masked out by this rectangle. We can select the frame of the mask and then simply adapt it to our size of the deck. So we have the original drawing, which is not being distorted and adapted. But now, how do we distribute the text knowing where it's going to be? Because it's important to know which slide is going to be the first one and so on. Well, that's very simple. We're going to first of all press the letter M in order to activate the rectangle tool, and we're going to zoom in. And what we want to select here is want to intersect the very top left corner of your artboard, and click once. The rectangle dialog box will appear. Now we know already, because we've already done all the math, that this is 5400 by 1080, and then simply click on OK in order to create a rectangle of the same size of your artboard. Now, as you can see, the fill is transparent, but if I fill it with white, we know that it's perfectly the same size of our artboard. Head to the properties panel, make sure to align it respectively to the artboard, and we can align it horizontally and vertically as well. Once we've done that, we can head to the object menu, and then from here, under path, we can choose split into grid. So object, path, and split into grid. And by doing so, we can choose 5 columns, because as we said, those are 5 different slides, and click on OK. Make sure to preview if you want to see how that is going to look like. So we know that is a perfect number. And then again, press Command 5, that's Control 5 if you're working on a Windows, in order to transform these slides into guides. Perfect. So all the basics are done. We have created our guides, which are there. We have the background. Now take your time to fill in all the content and watch back all the previous stream. We talked about text. We talked about how to create images. So make sure to go ahead and check the other streams as well. I've already created some content here just to get some information. That's completely up to you. I'm just gonna cheat and copy real quick all this content inside this new one, simply because it's very important to show you how to export it. So here I'm just gonna simply go ahead and copy this content first. And if you're wondering about this image here, again, that's an image that I found using Adobe Stock. What I've done is simply head to my libraries. Again, in here, make sure that you search inside Adobe Stock, and I look for roller skate, and then make sure to change the filter into photos. And at the moment, it's just a placeholder. In fact, it has the Adobe Stock logo there. Maybe you're not sure if your clients is happy with these images. We're not sure if you're really gonna sell rollerblades or not. You can put a photo of your product. You can put a photo of your pet, whatever you prefer. And again, if you're wondering how it looks like a circle, because we know that the image here, once we're gonna click on the plus icon, we have it inside our library. We can drag it in. Is not a circle. So how do we make it look like a circle? Well, very simple. All we have to do is press the L key, and it works like any other mask. Click and drag to create an ellipse, Alt Shift to make sure that it's a perfect circle, and then you can simply position it on top. Oops, where is it gone? There it is. You can place it on top of your image here. And once you're ready, select them both. Now make sure that the image sits below your shape. Command 7. So in order to transform your shapes into guides, Command 5, that's Control 5 of Windows. In order to create a mask, Command 7 or Control 7. And if you want to release it, before we release it real quick, you can always double click on it and reposition your image. But if you want to release it, that will be Shift Command 7 or Shift Control 7, making sure that your mask is, oops, selected. Here it is. Sorry, I was into inside the mask because I was moving it. So make sure to select the mask and then again release it. You can also find more about that under the object menu, clip in mask, and you can have the make and release. And again, that's Option Command 7. So there will be Alt Control 7 on a Windows, Option Command 7 on a Mac. So once we're done with our image, we place it there. I strongly suggest to have, like, besides the background, it's very nice to have other images like this ellipse floating inside. So, you know, they're kind of give that sense of continuity around your slides. So whenever they're going to be scrolling on Instagram, you can see that they're actually moving from one to the other. And we have this sort of repetition with the ellipses. Those are simple ellipses, simple shapes. If you are new to font and we're looking to look which font to use, I can share with you the font that I've used here. Head to the properties panel, and under character, you can find the fonts. Those are part of the amazing font library, fonts.adobe.com, if you want to learn more about fonts. This one here, for those that are asking, is called Last Sans. There it is, just if you want to take a note, and is in 162 point. While this other one, which I'm using very often now, is called Objective M1, and I have it in two different weight, both light and bold. Fantastic. So time is ticking very fast. I want to show you how to transform these big artboard, because if we export it right now with our usual shortcut Option Command D, we have the entire artboard, and we don't want that. We want to be able to export each single slide. So how do we do that? Let's make sure that we head to the object menu, and then we select Slice. We want to make sure that clip to artboard is ticked. So again, click here in order to clip it to your artboard. And then all you have to do is simply select Object, Slice, and Create from Guides. As you can see, oops, my Mac is thinking. But as you can see, in just a second, it will hopefully create one single slide per artboard. If not, hopefully yours does. I don't know if it's because probably I have too many things opening here and I'm also streaming. We're just going to give it a second. But again, I'm just going to repeat it for everyone who is working together. Make sure to go ahead, is Object, Slice, And then from there, you want to clip it to your artboard. And then once you select, click on artboard, you can go ahead back and select slice and create from guides. So what Illustrator does is simply use these guides in order to create your file. And hopefully we have like less than a minute. So let's see if that's going to happen. Maybe not. But that was it. That was the end of it. Once you do have exported your file, you will be able to see the single slices here. So I think it's my computer is giving number here. So we'll be able to see the slice one by one. And I look forward to see all of them inside Discord in order to see what you come up with in your work. Don't forget that we're going to be here together, and there is so much more fun here at Adobe Live. So grab a glass of water and come back to watch more streams here. And of course, I'll see you tomorrow for another challenge. Thank you so much, everybody. Goodbye.